Okay, can we be real for a second? Because I think social media as we know it is dead. You're tired of it as the consumer. I'm tired of it as the creator. It just, it's been done and it's been done over and over and over again. And it's exhausting and it's fake and it's repetitive. And we're just tired of it. Like everyone's tired of it. There's no like life left in it, you know? It's this churning wheel of trends and audios and people putting on perfect faces, and it's not real, and we're sick of it. Like I'm sick of opening my Instagram profile and as a travel creator seeing the 10 best places to travel to from 1,000 different travel creators and just being like, okay, cool. I did that. I traveled to those 10 places. And then what? You know, it's like the same thing for any other niche, for any other industry. It's all lacking one major ingredient, I think. And we've noticed it. I mean, how many conversations have you had with your millennial peers where, at least for me, I'm 28 years old, and for just like any conversation with my friends who are creators or who are not creators, everyone's like, "Yeah, I just deleted my Instagram," or they're like, "Yeah, I'm deleting all my social media or setting time limits on my social media. I'm so tired of these apps using me. I feel like I'm wasting my time." And also just feeling like every time you do go on these platforms, you leave feeling extracted from. I know for me that if I find myself caught in a doom scroll, which is where you're just like scrolling for hours and hours, and then you're like, holy shit, where did my time go? I can literally feel my energy depleted. As opposed to when you step into nature or when you have an energizing conversation with a friend and you leave that environment feeling energized and uplifted, after extensive periods of time that I spend on social media in ways that aren't aligned in what I would rather be doing, I literally feel drained. And I think that the collective is realizing this now and we're waking up to it now. And everyone's just like, okay, holy shit, wow. These platforms are free and I've been using it and I've been entertained by it. And I originally started using it to connect with my friends and to have a social life, and now it's become everything. And it's actually just a web of fake connections that you realize that, like, those hundreds of people or thousands of people that you connected with once at a bar or in a school or whatever, like, aren't actual love filled connections. And so then you're like, wow, okay, these platforms are using me. Let me set a time limit. And then you find that you're clicking ignore on this time limit every single day and still somehow feeling trapped in these cycles, comparing your life to these influencers and these creators that you see online who are professionals at curating experiences for you to see and consume to maximize the amount of time that you'll spend on these platforms. And it's crazy because as a creator, influencer, photographer person, I got started in this industry because of my passion for photography and nature. All I wanted to do was share my love of nature and photography with the world. And so I started to meet, and then the way to make money from it is as an influencer. And so that started to be where I would put myself more and more in photos. And I'm not saying I'm perfect. I've definitely been subject of doing this, of showing up with a smile when I'm not happy, because I had to shoot a partnership or I had to create something. And so I'm not saying I'm perfect, but I'm also saying if you are someone who has consumed social media and you don't really know what's going on the other side of it, I have also met many couples in like the perfect Instagram couple relationship where they're on all the couple pages and they're like, wow, my boyfriend or my husband does this and I'm so grateful and it's so perfect. And then I've met those couples and it's actually just all like a business relationship and they're not actually happy and they're not actually fulfilled and they're not actually sometimes even in love. And then very quickly we'll break up afterwards because it was all just for show, where it lacked depth and it lacked substance. And so that's the point that I'm trying to get at here. I just complained for almost 5 minutes. And this is a sentiment that I've shared with many of my friends and creator friends. Just like but like I said, both sides, consuming and creating. Everyone is sick of it. We're tired of it. We're so tired of it. So it's like, okay, I'm the type of person that doesn't complain just to complain. I think it's wasted air, wasted energy, unless you're going to do something about it. So what do we do about it? How can we shift this? How can we make a change? That's where I believe a global collective shift is happening, where we're all craving what's actually real and not that like fabricated, like, oh my God, I cried all morning and this is why I'm sad and like my post, but actual like these are the human experiences or the human emotions that I'm experiencing. And it's actually beautiful for me to be experiencing these other emotions. And I'm not going to hide them. I'm going to express them and I'm going to share them. And oh, whoa, you're a human too. And you're experiencing these emotions too. Wow. We can genuinely connect on that. And we can actually help each other through it. Instead of you scrolling through my feed and being like, dang, my life doesn't look like this person's life. I suck. Let me go deeper into a hole. But yeah, so I think if you're a creator, I think the way that us as creators can start to create a change from this trend that we're so sick of being a part of is to just start being real. Stop copying what's working for the masses and what's going viral. Because if you think about the end result of virality, what does that actually give you? Okay, like you get a couple extra views, you get a couple extra sponsorships, whatever, but like then you still feel depleted if it's not aligned with what at your core you believe is what you're here to share and here to say and here to connect with people on. As a creator, I think it's an honor to be a creator. I think it's such a blessing to be able to have an impact on so many people. So let's use it for good. Like, let's really become clear on what our messages are. And like for mine, it's to inspire you to live your most extraordinary life, because I know what it's like to live a life that I felt so soul dead in, and I felt so stuck and I felt trapped, and I was experiencing just abuse in the worst sense, and I felt like there was nowhere to go of just like my thoughts and my mind and myself. It was so bad, where I was just putting myself down and I wasn't feeling good about anything. I felt stuck in my life, and I was able to find my way out, and it's been a journey and it's been ups and downs, and I've shared that entire journey through my social media and through my content that I've created and now through my short films. And my goal has always been to be real and to share that real life force energy, that vitality, that mana that you're seeking is out there, and it's actually real, and it's actually something that I feel in nature, and I feel during my travels to some of these places, and I feel through eating and taking a bite out of a fresh strawberry guava fruit in Hawaii. And I share because I want people to feel this and I want people to experience this. And that's my why. And like that's what makes me so excited to show up and share. And so if you're a creator and you're wondering like, oh my gosh, this resonates with me because I feel that social media is dead and I feel I'm a part of the problem, then I would recommend for you to take some time and space to get clear and to go within and recenter, and don't just keep jumping on these like empty trends. And then if you're a consumer of content, so you're not a creator, you're finding yourself stuck on social media and consuming all of this and feeling so just empty and drained from it, I would really recommend for you to do a pulse check on who you're following and who you're consuming content from. This is something that I do regularly, just like I go through and I clean my closet or I clean my room or I clean my car. I also go through and I clean my social media spaces. And so I like to go through my following list, like who I'm following, because that's who I'm consuming content from. And that's what's feeding my brain ultimately, just like what you're consuming in your body, like what drinks you're drinking or what food you're eating or what news you're listening to or podcasts. Your following list, the content that you're consuming, shapes your human experience. It's shaping your consciousness. And so I would recommend to set a notification on your calendar. It can be every season, just like a spring cleaning or now a fall cleaning, to go through or at the start of a new month and clean your following list. And when you look at a person's profile, kind of check in with your heart when you look at their profile and think, is this person's profile giving me positive energy or is it giving me negative energy? So when you look at their page and you look at their posts and captions and stuff, are you feeling like, wow, yes, I can make my life better. I'm learning something new. I'm feeling inspired by this person. They're making me want to go into nature. They're making me want to be a better person. Or when you look at their page, is the feeling that you get, oh, dang, this person's so perfect and my life sucks and I'm not as good as them. And dang, and feeling yourself kind of sinking and going deeper into a hole. So that's what I personally do. And I also try to not take offense if someone does unfollow me, then as a creator, flipping back to the other side now, because then you might just not be aligned for that person in this season of their life. And that's okay, because the beautiful lesson that nature teaches us is that change is normal and it's natural, and it's literally a part of life for the leaves to let go of the branches that they've been attached to and to go into a period of rest, and then to sprout again in the spring, and then to shine in their full green vibrancy in the summer. It's natural. We all go through these cycles. And so, yeah, that's to link back. Social media is dead because it's changing. And so everything in life, as my mentor Tony Robbins shares, either grows or it dies. And the Instagram game, as it's been, is dying. It has died. It has very well died. And it is time now for a growth, for a rebirth, for a new version of it. And that new version of it, it's going to be pure authenticity, showing up as you, as your personal brand, as who you fully are, consuming content from people who make you feel inspired, who make you feel connected to something greater, who make you feel like you want to live a better life. And yeah, and just like showing up to live this magical life with a full heart and openness and vulnerability to take in all the experiences that lie ahead of us, and not being afraid of change, and not being afraid of these chapters, and not being afraid of being human, because that's the gift and the magic of why we even get to be here, is to be human, to get to experience all these emotions. And for so long we were taught that we have to shut out and not feel these emotions, which I know for me was the biggest poison of advice that anyone ever told me. I guess that society fed to me, was that all of my other emotions, other than like happy smiling girl, were not okay. And that if I ever experienced sadness, or if I ever experienced literally any of the other millions of human emotions, then I had to hide it or push it down. And that became so bad for me. And so here's to going into a new era where we can shine in all we are. We can express what's on our hearts. We can show up fully as our true, authentic, real selves, and inspire and encourage others to do the same. Because nature doesn't shy away. The sun shines on every single person, because every single person is deserving and beautiful and glorious in receiving. And so how can we then not show up and share as who we fully are? Because we are children of God. We're children of this universe of creation. And it's so beautiful that we get the opportunity to be here and shine in all that we are. And so, yeah, let's stop playing this fake fucking game. Let's show up as real human beings and step into this shift as the full expression of that. And we can be the change. We can literally be the change. Like we're all tired of it. It's there. Let's one by one start to plant the seed and make votes for the type of world that we want to see and the type of content that we want to consume. And stop just complaining about how the younger kids are showing up and they're consuming all this negative content, but instead start to make votes for the type of content that we want to see. And yeah, how empowering is that? How beautiful is that? Anyways, blessings, earthlings. Thank you for being here. My name is Mahna. I hope this inspires you to live your most extraordinary life. And yeah, blessings. I'll see you guys in the next one.